am Bill Twist. I'm one of the founders of the Pachamama Alliance in the United States, and I was instrumental in the founding of Fundación Pachamama in Ecuador in 1997.
1968, I was sent in to work with the Shuar people by the Peace Corps. And the Atra had only recently come into the modern world, basically. They hadn't officially been in contact until a few missionaries were going in the early 60s. And then when I was there in 68, 69, 70 with the Shuar, the Atra were essentially uncontacted except for some missionaries.
Después de haber estado 12 años en la selva con los Shuar y los Achuar de Bichimi, que era la única comunidad achuar que conocí, que exploré, y en algún momento cuando fui llamado por Canodros para ayudarles a desarrollar el proyecto de un lodge en la Amazonía, fue como una manifestación de la oportunidad. La visión era la misma de antes, ¿no? Por fin voy a poder hacer algo para conservar la selva, para ayudar a la gente de la selva, contribuir con ellos. Y a nivel personal tuve el estímulo de ser parte de algo más grande.
The Atra were connecting with Daniel, and at some point, well, he was living with them, he was starting to build Kapawi. He contacted me and said, "John, you gotta come out and meet the Atra, they want to meet you." So I did, and we spent several nights sitting in an Atra lodge, drinking a lot of chicha, and listening to one person after another plead with me to do with them what I was doing with the Shuar. They said, please, we've got to contact that which we most fear. We've got to touch it. And what we most fear is your people. We don't want to run from that. We know we've got to somehow work this through. And so we want a partnership with your people so that we can help them change the dream of the modern world. And I was overwhelmed at the time working with the Shuar. I didn't see how I could do this, but I knew someone who I thought could, and that was Lynn Twist.
And as soon as he got back, he called me and he said, "Lynn, the Achuar are ready for outside contact. They've had very little outside contact, and they want to initiate it with people that they can call friends, so they begin to understand the modern world. They want us to come. They want us to bring 10 or 12 people and have a kind of first major encounter with the Achuar." And Daniel Cooperman took us into the rainforest. He was an old friend of John's, and he'd been working with the Shuar and many indigenous groups for many years, and had made a wonderful collaboration with the Achuar people to build his dream eco-lodge for the Achuar, with the Achuar, in Achuar territory. So that convergence of Danielle's dream come true, and John's incredible history with the Shuar, and interest in serving the Achuar in their first contact, and me and our group and my husband Bill, that all came together, and we had an encounter with the Achuar leaders that changed all of our lives.
It was like the greatest hospitality I had ever experienced, and ended up with just a real appreciation. There was something different about the way the Achuar were able to interact with the outside world. I was inspired by it and puzzled by it and inspired to learn from it. So it was a very, very inspiring, powerful experience.
And we created a collaboration that became the Pachamama Alliance. But the Achuar were very, very clear that even though we were invited there, if we were just coming to help them, that wouldn't be enough. We needed to know that our liberation in the modern world was also connected to theirs, and they wanted us to work together, not only to help them preserve their culture, their territory, the forest, not only for themselves but for the future of life, but also they wanted to have us really recognize that we needed to also go home and change the dream of the modern world for the long-term sustainability of life.